Okay, this is question 1. I'll try and cover most of the major things on this question, and then as we go through all the other questions, I kind of dip into things like dimension in a bit more detail on some of them, and curves and things like that. So if we're looking at this one, you've got your criteria just down the bottom. We want 3 views: front, plan and side elevation. We want dimensions on 3 sides. If there's any hidden detail, we want to add that in. We need the symbol, third angle orthographic, which is on the other side of this page. And we also need the correct scale putting on. So that's the criteria here in this box. If you flip over, you can see on this question 1, we'll say, question 1, the scale's already been done for us, which is this bit. And we've got the symbol for the third angle orthographic, which is already done there. And then you've got your assessment criteria. So on here, there's things like about the quality of the dimension lines, there's things like overshoots and undershoots, which is gaps, so you've gone past the point. So you're trying to adhere to this to get the best mark on there. So if we're looking at this object here, so we're looking at, this is the front view here. So that's the bit I'm going to concentrate on. So like all the other videos in the series, we want to measure the width of it and we want to measure the height of it. So it's 4 centimeters wide, 4 centimeters tall. So on the grid over here, I'm just going to mark across the bottom 4 centimeters along the bottom. You can count the number of squares if you want to. So each one of these represents 5 millimeters. So it's 4 centimeters up. If you then get into the habit of projecting your lines across, because you're going to need them for the side view, and if you get into the habit of projecting your verticals upwards, because you're going to need them for the plan view on the side. So the same on the bottom here, just going to project the base across, so there should be a horizontal line here as well. So if we take our dimensions from this little vertical stem here is 2 centimeters wide, and it's also, if I zoom out a little bit so you can see, oops, it's also 2 centimeters deep there. So what we need to do is we're going to go across to, put a marker, which is here. I'm going to go down to, on this side, which is here, so I can then join them up. Now, if you can try and change the pressure you're applying with your pencil, you should be able to get a differentiation between what your construction lines look like and what your finishing lines look like. If you can't, then all you have to do is just go over the top of the lines you want to keep with a fine liner, or you're just going to have to press on really hard. So I'm trying to avoid things like overshoots. So this is an overshoot where I've gone past the point, which could be confusing for somebody trying to understand this drawing. And an undershoot is where I don't get it connected here. So that means there's a gap in my drawing. So really I want to sort those out. The second thing you want to do now is we can concentrate on the plan view. So it can start 1 square away, 2 square away, 3 square away, but eventually you're going to run out of space on here. So we need to decide. So let's say I go 3 squares away. And if I draw my horizontal line across here, this line here represents this line and this line of the object. And so I need to work out how far back it needs to go. So with my ruler, I'm just going to measure 4 centimeters again. So it's 4 centimeters here. Put a little marker and draw that line across. Now, just before I move on, I want to make sure that I've projected all the information up and across from that drawing. So there's a vertical line here, that information needs to be projected up. There's also a horizontal line which needs to continue across to my side view. So I'm just going to send that bit upwards like this, and I'm also going to project that one across on this side here. So I've got all the information I need. There's no more verticals to project up, so I have to decide what the profile is I'm going to ink in. So obviously the whole of the outside of the object I can see, so that means in my plan view I'm going to draw in here the outside of the object, making sure this time I don't make any undershoots or overshoots. And then this line here, now I can see this, that's that line, I can actually see it from the plan view, so there is more detail, hidden detail underneath it, but this one is on top of it, so it supersedes it. So that means that this line here just needs to be solid. Okay, so some students commonly make the mistake of turning this view around, so we've got a horizontal line here. So if you get into the habit of projecting your verticals up and your horizontals across, so if I now dissect the drawing with a 45-degree line, so if I go corner to corner, so any horizontals on the plan view now go across, and as soon as they hit that 45, they change. So I've got another one there, it's going to hit that 45, and then they change direction, they go down. They go down to the bottom like this. So I've now got, as long as I've sent all my horizontals from this view, I've now got all of the information that I need for the side view. So again, I can see the outside of the object here. So that means I can ink this one in. So all of the edges here get inked in around the outside like that. And the same with the bottom section. Yeah, but I have to make a decision on the detail on the inside. So I can actually see this edge here. There is another bit of hidden detail here, but because this is on top of it, again, it supersedes it. So in this particular shape, there is no, with these views that I'm using, there is no hidden detail. So this one would be my front elevation, this is my plan elevation, and this is my side elevation. All you need to do now is, these have already been done for you, so you don't have to worry about them on this question, but you do need to put on 3 dimensions. So you may choose to dimension on the side. So you want your leader lines that don't touch the object. I might dimension the width of it there, 2 leader lines, and then I might dimension another little section. I might do this bit over here. So my leader lines don't touch the object. You then put your dimension lines about 3/4 of the way along, connecting the 2 leader lines. The same with this one as well. And here. You then want your arrowheads in, so long and thin and coloured in. So the same with this one, long and thin, coloured in. There we go. And then we want the units. So this is on a scale of 1 to 1. So the units are going to the actual object size. So this is 40. So if it's a vertical one, they go to the left. If it's a horizontal one, they sit on top of the line, like that. And again, this is a vertical one, so they go to the left. So this will be 20. Okay, and then we're done.